What's going on, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and as well as all of my videos. Now, Duke's very own, my squad's very own, Paleo Banchero has opted to declare for the 22 NBA draft. Okay, he took to Twitter and made this decision. Um, and this wasn't really no shock or any surprise or anything. Um, Look, there's a lot of people calling him the number two. I think that he should be number one. Okay. Does he have a lot to work on? Absolutely. However, he was superb. He was on the second team All American as a freshman, and he averaged 17.2 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. He shot 47% from the field goal range, 33.8% from three, and also shot 73% from the line, just about 73. He was at 72.9. Um, he did get the All ACC first team and was also All ACC Rookie of the Year. Okay, but let me say this too. Now, Schmitz did say that it was Mike Schmitz. He did say that Banchero is the most polished out of the three prospects in this year's draft. As you know, it's going to be, they're saying that Chet Holmgren and Jabari Smith and him could all be interchangeable in terms of the order. But right now they're projecting him to go number two. I feel like Ben Sure should be number one, and I'm gonna explain why in a couple minutes. Now, look, this guy right here and Ben Sure, like I've said before, okay, and Schmitz had this to say. He basically said that his guard skills are exceptional, and he's a great ball handler in terms of the pick and roll. But what they're saying is that he does his upside in terms of defense is not like Holgram or Smith, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. Okay, now also, I did tell y'all that Mark Williams is going to, and I feel like Mark Williams should crack the top 10. If he doesn't crack the top 10, at least the top 20 or whatever, because I feel like Mark Williams, what he brings to the table, a lot of people are really salivating at the mouth for in terms of GMs, owners, and coaches and organization. He would be very good, especially when you talk about the defensive side of the floor. Listen, Banshero's poise is off the charts, especially for his age. Now, do a lot of people feel like he could have played better, you know, down the stretch of the tournament? Yeah, absolutely. I felt that way too. But the one thing that you can't sit up here and try to deny, and what the scouting report is saying, and which I really disagree with, is his upside on defense. What are you talking about? You're talking about a guy that's 6'9", 6'10", and on top of that, he knows how to use his size somewhat. And you could go look at the games. He could guard the perimeter, and on top of that, he could mix it up and get in there too as well in terms of his defense playing, on the block if necessary. Also, he has he reminds me a lot of Mike Beasley in a not so much in a way that he plays. I would say it's about his poise and being under control. Ben Sherrill doesn't get out of control. And that's why I think that they're talking about him, being polished and everything. Because if you looked at Mike Beasley's game coming out of Kansas State, you looked at Mike Beasley and you'd be like, man, this guy right here, man, he's so, Mike Beasley had that smooth game. You know what I'm saying? He was just real poised and real calm and under control. That's what Banchero reminds me of in terms of his composure and in terms of his poise. And he would be very good because he can handle the rock. He can play out in transition. He can post you up, and now as far as back to the basket and everything, that'll probably need a little bit of work. But he could definitely get inside, and he knows how to mix it up or whatever. And on top of that, he's real unselfish too. He's real unselfish. Um, but for them to pick a guy like Hogan, because honestly, I don't I don't see a lot of upside in Hogan. Maybe a lot of people are, but I don't really. He didn't really show me that much. Maybe from a defensive standpoint, being that he's able to use his length and everything, but I don't feel like his upside is as high as Banchero's. Okay, if I mean if we're gonna choose anybody to be possibly go ahead of Banchero, then I mean you need to be choosing a guy like a like a RJ Davis or somebody like that, or for but hey, that's I guess that's what they see. But Banchero is the more polished player out of those three guys. That's just my opinion, and he should go number one in my opinion. But they're saying that he should go number two. But whether he go number one or whether he go number two, that's just more fuel for the fire. That's more fuel for the fire. Um, he brings a lot to the table. Um, and like they said, he does have legitimate guard skills. But they're saying that Jabari Smith and Hogan got more defensive upside. I would, man, listen, a guy like a guy like a guy like Banchero, who's has Italian in his blood, so he got that character. He exhibits those qualities of an international type of player that's gonna sit there and give you nothing but hard work. When you think of great international breaded players, like a Tony Parker, like a Manu Ginobili, some of these guys or whatever, they're not going to shortchange you at all. You know what I'm saying? And look, that's no disrespect to the American players, but all of these guys that that are international, are breaded or have international in their blood. Think of think of how successful they are. When you talk about Giannis, when you talk about you know Luca, when you talk about Joker, some of these guys, you know, you gotta look at that sort of thing. And these guys want nothing but hard work. They don't want guys just sitting out using, making all sorts of excuses. Oh yeah, well, this hurts or that hurts or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Even with Baycott, you got to look at stuff like that. Look, the fact that he came out there and he tried to play, knowing damn well that his ankle is all messed up or whatever, that exhibits so much heart and will and desire. And I think Banchero possesses that. You know, and on top of that, you gotta like the way that he plays. Toward the end of the stretch of games. Now he did struggle in some games earlier in the year. I thought that he struggled too in the tournament too as well. When we got beat by Virginia Tech. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he struggled there, and he struggled earlier in the year. I think in the second game against North Carolina, it was either the first or the second. The first game we blew them out. We blew them out by 20 or whatever. But that second game or whatever, I think he came up, didn't come up, that good as well. So, um, Man, congratulations to our Banchero. We'll see how everything plays out in the draft coming up. Y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments, like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'm gonna get at y'all later.